Mike, thank you. And new at 4, of course, we're out here today talking about the arts and entertainment industry getting hit especially hard during this pandemic. You heard Ashley's report earlier talking about how venues are facing so many different challenges and learning to adapt through this time. But one thing that different organizations and businesses are facing as far as a hurdle during this pandemic is a lack of government aid.
It's just been kind of a roller coaster, I guess.
The Black Sheep in Colorado Springs is known as a staple when it comes to concerts and entertainment.
Because, you know, we thought we could open and then we couldn't open and then we were going to open again and then we couldn't open.
And like many industries, the pandemic caused the business to take a hard hit with no concerts or tours, which take time and money.
We just want people to know that these small spaces are here to help artists grow into who they become. Like, we've had people like Imagine Dragons and 21 Pilots play in this space.
It's stage, space, and bar, now operating more like a restaurant bar business. They say they're still seeing a loyal following, but their venue is limited to much less people.
When we're normally 400, 450, and now we're at 60 people.
With the stage lights dimmed, it's not the only dark challenge for the Black Sheep. A lack of government aid is becoming another hurdle for the once booming music venue.
We've been a part of this community for 15 years.
Like many businesses, PPP loans have helped the Black Sheep get by, but now conversations are underway in Congress with the Save Our Stages Act, an effort to bring more aid, especially to independent venues like the Black Sheep. And the fine arts are facing their own set of challenges as well, doing their best to adapt.
We don't want to set up anyone for an unhealthy working environment or a music enjoyment environment.
Colorado Springs Philharmonic also hasn't been able to have concerts, which act as its main source of revenue. They too are hoping for more financial aid.
We could all use another shot in the arm.
Over the summer, Springs Philharmonic adapted with a radio show and fireworks display for the 4th of July.
Important to us that we be there for our performers.
And in the months since, Springs Philharmonic saw generosity from the public to create a musicians assistance fund, giving cash grants to musicians in need during the pandemic.
With the musicians of the Philharmonic, all the way back in March, we started by paying them their full wage, even though concerts were canceled, and that continued until the end of July.
Local organizations have also stepped up, offering grants to artists in southern Colorado and efforts such as Curbside Culture. Springs Philharmonic says they've been grateful for their patrons keeping them afloat during all of this.
Like us, we're all ready. We're waiting. We're ready for that moment. And during this time, they've been exceedingly generous.
But for some, a decision from Washington can't come soon enough, as they look forward to the day they can start welcoming artists and people in the way they intended. And another challenging aspect when it comes to getting this government aid, of course, the Save Our Stages Act, it's just a discussion still happening in Washington right now, but that's specific to venues. And so I was speaking with Philharmonic earlier today, of course, and they were saying challenging thing is it doesn't necessarily address the artist and some of these arts organizations. By the way, Black Sheep, that venue does turn 15 years old this weekend. They told me they're going to be having a mass socially distanced celebration.